Hello, ladies. Guess what I did the other day?
What?
Well, my girlfriends took me up to Whistler and we had an overnighter. And then we did a thing called, which I never did before, Scandinavian. Oh, I can't even say it, spa, where you go hot, cold, relax. So
Oh,
it's a beautiful, beautiful facility in Whistler. I loved it. And it's very expensive. And it's like, I don't know, taking care of yourself. And so we did it, and there was very few people, and I just absolutely loved it. By the time we left, it was packed. And I'm like, is this what people do now? Is that they spend a lot of time on themselves, like physically? Like it's expensive, and you're spending a work day because we all took our day off, and I went, wow, how privileged. So do you guys do self-care, and what actually do you think self-care is? Do you think self-care is like the physical, like let's go hot for 15, cold for 30 seconds and relax for 15 and do that all day long? Is it your nails? What do you think? What do you think, ladies?
we go from gray hair to self-care. So- And if you want to know what I mean, what does she mean by gray hair? You have to go back to past episodes to listen. It's so funny that you brought that up, Tracy G. It's sometimes I tell people about the three of us and how we're so connected, but yet so different.
Mm.
I have been having some conversations with Michelle, and self-care. And I get my nails done. I like to get my nails done. And here's why I like to get my nails done. It's a half hour. I'm in and out. I don't go on my phone. It gives me a break. To me, that's a little bit of my self-care. Here's my other self-care. It's not the norm. My self-care is being uncomfortable. My self-care is for me right now, my self-care is training for my race. To me, that's self-care. That is taking myself and getting out of my comfort zone and going after a dream. I know that sounds odd, but I think sometimes we look at stuff. I've had a bad day, so my self-care is I'm going to go get my nails done, which isn't a bad thought. But why are you having a bad day? Are you in a job you don't like? Are you in a relationship you don't like? Is it just a bad day? Is it whatever? Sometimes we don't dig deep into what things are bothering us. So we think we have to go spend money, go get our nails done, go. And none of that is wrong or bad. But for me, I'm deciding that for my self-care is to grow more as a person and to be uncomfortable. Sounds odd. I know.
Well, you're putting so self-care to you also is putting yourself first. Yeah. Like
Yes.
that's the priority. And I'm just
Yes.
going to tell that spa event was amazing. Like that
Yes.
was absolutely amazing. I just go, that was an event. It was a to do. I couldn't do that on a date, like on a, I don't even know how many times you do a spa like that. And the nail thing, the hair thing, the eyelashes, all of that stuff. I just can't do that as my self care either. I would have to, I don't know. I think it's more mindset, like you're saying.
Yeah. Tracy E.
Yeah, totally agree with the whole mindset thing, as is my form of self-care. It is my routines, my morning routine, is my self-care. It is being, like you said, uncomfortable on purpose.
Mhm.
Adding the cold shower at the end of your shower to being
Mhm.
uncomfortable. It's doing something even if you don't want to do it, because it is going to move the needle in your life of who it is that you are ultimately becoming, whether it's for your business or relationship or just yourself. And ultimately, we do what we do for ourselves in order to create something bigger within ourselves that gives back to what's around us, right? So I truly believe that it is more about what it is that I'm learning, the books I'm reading, the journaling that I do, the exercise that I don't want to do, all of those kinds of things that create a version of me that is expanding and allows me to view things differently, view my problems differently, help other people peel back their onion a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's fun to do the nails. It's fun to do the hair, although the hair hasn't been done in a long time. Yeah, it's fun to do all of those things, but to me, that's what that is. It's just fun to do. That's not, it's personal pride, I guess, in doing that kind of stuff. It makes you feel good. And like Michelle, you said, it's a half an hour off the phone. And there's nothing wrong with any of that.
Mm-mm.
There really isn't anything wrong with any of that. But yeah, for me, it's more about the mindset piece in terms of self-care, working through your beliefs and challenging your beliefs about whether or not you even want to believe some of the stuff you believe, about yourself, about money, about relationships, about, I mean, we take on all of this stuff from somebody else until we get to a point where we go, wait a minute, who
Mm-hmm.
told me that? Why do I believe that? I'm not going to believe that anymore. Right. And giving yourself permission to dive into what is it that you do believe in then? Like, what are your values? What's your purpose? What are you striving for? What's the dream? Right? Like, how do I get there?
So do you think it's a generational thing because the basis is to feel good or make yourself a better person? Self-care, I'm making myself feel good, or I'm doing things to make myself that much better. And our generation has now kind of gone through the external, so we're seeking the internal, or it's just we're the odd ones out, or like, is it generational? And eventually you realize that though the nails or the hair or the spa makes you feel good, you still have work that really you need to deep dive into make yourself really feel good and really care for yourself.
I think the word self-care has become a buzzword
Yeah.
without anybody understanding the meaning of the word. And I think it's all great to, like what you did, Tracy G, that's fantastic. I think there is a balance between the two. You can still do self-care of getting your nails done, going shopping, or whatever you feel on the external side to help with self-care, as long as you're also doing the internal. I think there's a balance. In a past episode with Megs, we were talking about life-work balance. I think it comes also within the self-care aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
We hear people, we see a woman buzzing around, taking care of kids, working full-time, running the house, this and that. And someone will be like, go get your nails done. You deserve some self-care. And that's true. They do deserve a break.
Another task on my list to do. Oh, I gotta go get my nails done.
Yeah, right. But why are you running around like you are without self-help? Where's your mindset at? That's more of self-care, is understanding what's going on in your mindset. Are you where you want to be in your life? Are you happy? Like, are you happy? You can go get your nails and go to a spa and get your hair done and go shopping and go on a trip and do all this outer self-care. But internally, if you haven't done the mindset to find your happiness, that word self-care, you're not self-caring. It's a hollow word.
Yeah. I think we grew up as witnessing self-care possibly from our mother's generation as doing that. The nails got done, even if they did it themselves, right? It
Mhm.
was like, it's Thursday night, I'm going to do my nails. It was like sort of like that. That's what happened at my house. Like, you know, the hair got done. That was what we witnessed as taking care of yourself. The behind the scenes stuff, I mean, I'm sure my mom did, but I don't know. Like, I never saw her journal. I never saw, like, she didn't go to therapy or have a coach or any of that kind of stuff. So I only witnessed, in my little world, what I considered to be self-care at that time, which was the external stuff. And it really wasn't until, I mean, in all honesty, it wasn't until I was much older, because, when I was Meg's age, I was, trying to be that I can do it all.
Mhm.
Let me show the world that I can do it all, and I'm going to get the badge at the end of the day that I can do it all. I can work, I can look after my kid, look after a house, take care of everything. It's all done without anybody else's help. Like, God forbid you'd say, you know what, could you give me a hand? I just need a hand, right? It was like that was a form of weakness of some description. And I think people in our generation, as well as more so in Meg's generation, are looking at that and going, no, there's more about taking care of the mental aspect of ourselves. And I think the pandemic has really highlighted that more than anything, that we really do need to take care of our mental states and what's going on in our brains and what stories we are creating in our lives, and start to unravel that stuff so that you end up being a better person for yourself and everybody else that's around you, because it's a domino thing,
Mhm.
right? The moment you become better at whatever it is that you want to be better at, just in yourself, to have better self-discipline, or have, more tools to deal with your anxiety or whatever, it's like a pebble gets dropped in the pond and it ripples out to everything and to everybody around you. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That to me is what self-care is.
It's funny that you bring up the pandemic. I know this sounds odd. Maybe it's just from what my observation here in Wisconsin. I think people are not forgetting about the pandemic, but they're like, oh, I can get back to my old life. And not remembering how the pandemic, one of the good things out of the pandemic is it forced people to stop and to slow down. Because we had to, we were forced to. We were forced to. Before the pandemic, probably 2 years beforehand, this is no lie, I was out to 12 to 13 trade shows a year and traveling at least 10 days a month.
That's a lot.
And pandemic hit. And I lost my position. So I all of a sudden had to stop. Now, pandemic's gone, everything's lifted. Well, whatever. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I don't want that life again. I like the life I've built now. But
Yeah.
you can't say that that's happening all the time. And I think people need to realize that. I think people need to should really do a check before they get too deep and say, is my plate getting as full as it was before I was forced to shut down?
And do I want it that full? That's the other
Exactly.
thing. Like, do I want it that full? How much do I want to put back on the plate? How much do I want to do? Where do I want my energies to go? And I think the pandemic has created just more psychological articles that people can read, and people are becoming more aware of different therapies and things that they realize that this is part of the norm. It's not something that, you whisper to somebody, I'm going to therapy, and
Yeah.
it's like a bad thing, right? It's like, no, I'm going to therapy because, man, that really helps. It's,
Yeah.
it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think,
So
sorry, I was just going to say, going back to the generation thing, I think the nails, our parents getting their nails done was their therapy, because they got a break from everything. And there was no thing as coaches, life coaches, business coaches,
Yeah.
things like that. It was their outlet. It was their
Yeah.
only thing. But now, and especially with the pause of the pandemic, of seeing how many resources are available to you, that you maybe can work on yourself a little bit more rather than looking for those external. Because I don't think they went there to get their nails done because they wanted necessarily pretty nails. I think they just want to take a break. Like, I can just sit down and just
Yeah.
not think for a moment. So
And I know I would go beforehand, before when I was in an unhealthy relationship. That was my disconnect because that person could not get a hold of me.
mhm.
So it was like a safe zone.
And you had a legitimate excuse why they couldn't get a hold of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
name's being done. Yes. So I think we need to have a right balance when it comes to self-care.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you. It's a buzzword. Like, you
Yeah.
know, like as a lot of these things happen, they, you know, these buzzwords get created and then the meaning goes out of them.
Yes.
You know, they start off as a well-intentioned phrase and then it quickly gets adopted to something else. But yeah, I totally agree. We
Yeah.
need to spend more time on our minds,
Mind.
and maybe less time on getting our hair cut.
No,
Oh, no.
I'm still getting
I'm
my
still
hair
getting
cut.
my hair cut.
Okay.
Yeah, no. But I think this is definitely something we should talk about more
Yeah.
in upcoming episodes, of really maybe some actionable items for some internal
Yeah.
self-care, and you know, really identifying some
Yeah.
non who's ever taken over the buzzwords.
Yes.
We'll just bring it back to what we believe self-care can be.
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
I love that, Tracy J. I love the fact to help help others with maybe some actionable steps. And if you have questions about, like, what do we do for self-care, ask those questions in the comments. Let us know. It will help us build for our next episode on this. We always are looking for your feedback. We greatly appreciate it. Ladies, anything else on self-care before we end this episode?
No, I'm good. Just
All
do
right.
it, people.
Don't forget to get those notifications for every Wednesday. Subscribe to our channel, like, and share. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you as a regular member of our community.